Okay, good, good. Let me give a full disclosure here of the basis in absolute survival if it becomes a factor. I don't even question how high profile what you're compiling here will be. What I need is to be able to get myself back in the setting what I am most experienced at creating success. I need to be able to get myself back in that setting where I have clients that call me out to their home in Lake Forest, the old money section, where I'm going to meet with them and check you out for honesty, integrity, and the healthiest context, and I will exceed their expectations. In return, they're going to want to give me a hand to be successful. And for you, it's long-term success. That is truly the business expertise that I have. It's not medical in any manner. Will it be successfully achieved? That is what will heal this injury. It's not being straightforward. That is the experience I have. I'm used to the highest level of expectations and creating that success. My verbal communication skills right off the bat shows through exactly what they're asking for. I'm fully experienced in relating verbally with the highest level of expectations and exceeding them by past experience for exactly what they're requesting. And my understanding is, what I've been taught by them is the product, the service is completely irrelevant. The hard skills, irrelevant. It's the EQ. I have a history when I'm put in a situation like that to well exceed their expectations. In return, they share with me EQ. And you get a long-term investment that results in long-term success. That is what I know and I'm experienced in. I do not need medical. I do not need ulterior motives. I do not need falsified medical records. And I do not need psychological malpractice. Now, I'll guarantee you, you want to see someone be high profile with what's happened here. I've compiled everything. Everything I've stated is 100% honest. Everything. If I'm put in that exact same setting, the success will be achieved for everyone. I'm going to be the mercy. I better hope it turns out that way. This injury that I've suffered, pass over. I'll recover very quickly. How long? 6 months to a year. Won't take long. It won't take long at all. This was supposed to happen in 2004. Instead, they created a disorder. You got all of it. Every single bit of it. I don't ever want to hear about medical again. Now at this point, this is what I'm going to do here. Every single day, okay? Every single day, I'm going to continue. I've got 7 gigabytes of space. I don't think it is by the time you may struggle, okay? I'm going to say, I have a feeling $200,000 has been wiped out. Then you're going to be crawling up there and leaving everything behind here. Thanks to all the help. Can't find it. It's not medical. It's not education. I already know exactly how to get past this injury. This is what I'm communicating. I absolutely promise that I am being thoroughly honest. I'm not out for any legal anything. If instead it's going to be a very unhealthy outcome of legal, I don't want it. I don't want to have anything to do with that. Okay? Very straightforward. That is what I need. And I believe if I have one final chance, I'm able to go back to where the truth always comes out. And I'm already doing the medical records here. All of it. Everything's out in the open. I'm sharing everything to the T. If I'm put in a setting back up in the old money up there in Lake Forest, okay, the verbal communication skills initially, meet them at their house exactly for what they're looking for to be achieved. I guarantee you I will exceed their expectations. The hard skills, the product or service, completely irrelevant. They're going to come back to me that I exceeded their expectations. And they're going to share EQ with me. And for you, you get a long-term investment of success compared to the competition. Only the highest level of honesty and integrity. I will only do it in that setting. That is what I'm fully experienced in creating success. That is what I have documented earlier, and it is 100% honest. Everything I stated in 1990 and 2000 and all of that, I will recover very quickly from this injury. If, on the other hand, it's going to be in a most unhealthy context where I'm unable to forgive, let me tell you how high profile this is going to be. If I get let back in those social services ever again, this was my United way out here. All of it's documented. I don't need to meet anyone medically. The truth always comes out. None of this is medical. Not one bit of it. Will it be successful for me to be able to recover from this injury? This is why I'm going to be able to prove psychological malpractice at this point. I don't want to have anything to do with this kind of foolishness. I'm not into that kind of stuff. It'll be an injury that heals. I've disclosed everything. You've got everything out in the open. I will, every single day, update all of these files, and if I end up one day going into Deerfield to meet with their psychologist on staff, it's all going to be there. And I'm going to need a hand. I'm going to need a hand. But that investment would be quick. That is a 100% guarantee. Regardless of the bankruptcy that happened. Okay? Regardless of the bankruptcy. You go after Robert on that one. Or Pamela Mobley. Or Jim Harris III. And all the help out there. I don't find any help. It's not medical. None of it is. And that's all it is. You take what I'm documenting right here, and you got everything you need. This is about as high profile as it gets. You got everything. Run it by anyone and my actions. That is what is consistent for over 30 years. You don't think there could be psychological malpractice on this one? It's heading that way. I don't want to have anything to do with it. I don't want to have anything to do with suing anyone. Never, never. Forgive it. It should be the parties that are responsible for their actions. That's the healthiest contact. What would heal the injury as quick as possible is for me to get back up to the old money, north in Lake Forest particularly, okay? Consistent with that experience that I have. Top CEO with the highest level of expectations. Put me back in that setting again. And I guarantee you, when they ask what they're asking for, they're going to get that answer they're looking for to the T. No maneuvers. No. They're going to know the honesty, integrity, and the healthiest context from me. And I have a long history of that experience of exceeding their expectations. It's irrelevant to the hard skills. It's irrelevant to the product or service at their home. That's what I'm experienced in. In return, I'm going to well exceed their expectations. And they're going to want to thank me and give me a hand in the way it's going to be very successful. In the past, it was EQ, and I expect that to be the same. In return for your long-term investment, it's a long-term investment to be ahead of all of the competition. It has to be based on the highest level of honesty and integrity. That's the only way it will be success. Now, that's what I need. If I get that, this injury will heal very quickly. None of this is medical, not one single bit. That's what you'd be looking for. You got it right there. This means, obviously, is someone with a background that I come from to end up homeless? Are you nuts? That doesn't occur in Deerfield. But you can't change what's true about my background. I can fully substantiate psychological malpractice at this point has occurred here. And I've mentioned many times who the individuals are responsible for. None of it's medical. So with that, pretty good in 12 minutes. Now, will it be successful? I'm being thoroughly honest. I can't be any more honest than I'm being. That's what's true about my 30-year history. You got it all. Starts at age 3, 7. You don't have to have anyone in the social sciences to see those actions. Tell me whether or not this is correlating head on. I'm telling the truth about all of it. I am being honest. What I stated in 1990 through 2000, product, service, hard skill, completely irrelevant. It's the EQ. How do you think I learned that? I didn't read a book. I'm experienced at it. That is the honest truth. That is the quickest way that this wound heals. I guarantee you this would pass over very quickly. I'm sure I'd be very successful again. That's my history. Is it education, getting a job? I tried. They were more interested in falsifying medical records. Disorder? No. I have no history of disorders. Steve Meyer, I'm sure, does not want to be involved in this in any manner. However, he's available. I've fully documented the history, thoroughly honest. It was a mildly dysfunctional setting, and it was relatively short term. And guess who's the one? I know myself inside out. If you knew the background I came from, Let me guarantee you something. You want to see something real interesting? Put the same setting at the highest level of health out here out in Birmingham. You want to see how quickly it turns out to be a huge mess, or I get let into the system again? I'll guarantee you, it's just waiting to happen, psychological malpractice. It's just waiting to happen. I always believe the honest truth always does come out. If someone wants to do a book on this, please, I'm happy for it. Someone compile this in a book. Everything I have told you, and I will continue. I've got 7 gigabytes of space on here. Okay? I've got 7 gigabytes for tomorrow. I'm able to get in at $300 to $600 this week. I will stay down here. But I have a feeling you know what you have is, it's of no comparison to that. That's my true expertise, what I'm stating. None of that, in any manner, is medical. I have had it up the yang with Predatory Medical, where I've shared it all, every bit of it. You want to know the difference between the two? I've shared every bit of it. This is what I need. What do you get out of it? You get long-term success compared to the competition. Long-term. That is what I'm experienced in. That is what I have been told over and over again. It creates the long-term success. You should be a consultant, God forbid, in this field. All EQ. I'm not going. There's no reason for that. I'm being very straightforward. How quickly this injury from me will heal. If I am pushed into one survival, I've got $400 to my name, and I'm going to make sure there's $200 to get out of the situation in Birmingham, which I have shared every bit of it, of the difference between the North and the South. I didn't come down here to figure out all about the EQ. The EQ is what creates the success. That is what I need to recover from the injury. And I'll tell you, better not be a fantasy. I'm expecting that to happen. Guess who's responsible? I don't have anything to do with the legal aspects. It's most unhealthy. Obviously, there's going to be a bankruptcy I'm going to have to deal with. I don't ever want to hear about medical again. But let me guarantee you this much. If it's growing in the healthiest context, I'm all up for it for the rest of my life. To build on that curiosity and come back and tell you and share it with you. That I'm the most experienced in. That's been presented. You already know. There's no reason to repeat that again. You know my history very well. I'm getting to sleep, and I'm going to let the dreams come out here. And so help me, if 1 week from now I walk away because of all the help, I can't find any, it's not medical, run it by anyone who knows my actions and what I'm relating about. And I guarantee you, I do not know of this as a disorder of any sort. Will it be at the utmost mercy for God, a horrible experience for someone to go through? Let me guarantee you, if I were to present this back up north, where I come from, what this experience has been down here, you wouldn't believe it, would you? but you certainly would. Yes. You're getting someone who tried to get just a PhD in vocational psychology in 2004. Head on. Photographic memory. Thank you. Will it be successful now? Well, I can say there's an injury, and I would certainly like to heal from it. Be over and done with this experience. Never mind. That's the healthiest context right there. Every bit of that optimally would be success for everyone in the very healthiest context. I pick up with a good solid career again in that respect. And you get success out of it. And I forgive the legal aspects. That'd be optimum. Do you know legal is not healthy, nor is the medical? I don't want to hear it. I'm sure up for the growth, though, at the healthiest context. That proves psychological malpractice right there. Run it by with what I've compiled here. That human studies professor, Bill Pryor, all of it. $200,000 wiped out. You know what's really lacking down here? It is true what those CEOs, a wide diversification. They were certainly Lake Forest Graduate School of Management. You're not kidding. It's the most significant challenge that most professional context lacks. It's the EQ that creates the success. Do you know what it's like down here? I already did it, I think. I already went through the whole thing. I'm not out here to blow $200,000 to tell you all about it. You're seeing it. Run this by. Look at my action. I have already documented for whoever needs to do whatever they need to do. The truth is, where I come from, one survival left. I'll guarantee you, I am happy to run this by any psychologist or anyone who knows the social sciences. That's how the injury heals. The medical? Thank you very much. That's very good. I think at this point, I've concluded this up to current date. There's thousands head-on selectively put out in a couple of words, sentences, paragraphs. Look at my actions. I am being thoroughly honest. All of this could have... You tell me about EQ. I'm going to say, that's what I know. Never, it wasn't my father. It happened with the old money in Lake Forest. It's my makeup. Someone has the imitation growing up in Deerfield. Okay? You run this by anyone in the social science field. It's all I know. It's all I know. Only the highest level of honesty, integrity, and the healthiest context. And what I am stating about in Lake Forest, absolutely. Yes. Any way I can get in that type of setting again. That injury heals very quickly. Be very successful again. Be able to interact with very successful people. It should have happened. That's well beyond the capacity. Thanks to all the help. I haven't found the help though. anybody who looks at these videos, and this is a rough draft, you can see at this point now on this one, I will take this phone to that point and I walk in to see, I'm not even going to say his name. Okay? Like I say, if that happens, somebody write a book. Get everything I put together here. Is it going to happen? So help me. If any of this is medical again, ever, I'm all up for the healthiest context. I don't want to hear it again. Only the healthiest context. Let this injury heal. That's the quickest way. It's going to be success again. How do you think I was able to compile something like that? Do you know what it would be like out here if I presented the same substance at the highest level of health? I'll guarantee you what it would be. But I do believe the truth will always come through. I don't believe the medical is completely predatory. There's good components to it too. However, elementary psychology, outright elementary, inexperience, that's maybe why I don't like psychology. I'll just let that person who likes to play those games or maneuvers or whatever else be who they are. Just be real. That's what I'm used to. And I was in Lake Forest. Not only Lake Forest, up and down the Chicagoland North Shore. There's other pockets too, all over the place, Barrington Hills. But particularly, it's highly valued. Highest level of honesty, integrity, the healthiest context. That's all I know. Thank you. Thank you for, I sure hope these are not medical records in the future, and that is able to be successful. I'll guarantee you that investment, quick. That investment in me, quick. 100%. Run it by anyone who knows my actions, all my body language and everything. That investment, quick. That's where it's supposed to be put towards. That would be a really wise investment. How much would it be? Not very much. Very adaptable as far as a person goes. Doesn't have to be much. With that, I'm able to fully forgive 100%. Otherwise, thank you. Now you're getting to know me really well. Is that going to be successful? That would be under absolute survival. Under absolute survival. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure the truth comes out here. And that's what I know it's going to. It will. Unheard of me to end up homeless. But I'm going to face the facts completely if it does. And it better be that. I hope. That is, honestly, the healthiest context and the quickest way. That investment pays off. Boom. I have been thoroughly honest about every bit of this. It's not a defense mechanism. Well, please. You know how high profile this would be legally? You take a guess, though. I don't want to have anything to do with it. Thank you. Maybe that's why